Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another week of listening to me, helping you guys out, but ultimately asking your burning questions and going through different topics every month. This month is all about body composition, and we're going to look at that and explain that today. So, the big question is, what are the different components of body composition, and ultimately, why are they important? All right, so let's crack on with this because body composition is quite interesting. So, for those of you who don't know what body composition is, it's basically what is the body made up of. Okay, so we're talking, what is your body composition? Is it, are you made up of fat? Are you made up of water, bone? I mean, all these things we are made up of, and that's what makes our body composition up. Okay, but there's also a different type of body composition as well. So you've probably heard of things like ectomorph, endomorph. Okay, so there's different types of body compositions, but what we're talking about this month in general is actually proper body composition. What is your body made up of specifically? Okay, so let's crack on. So basically, when we're looking at body composition, we're looking at a few things. So we're looking at fat, your fat percentage. How much fat do you have on your body? We're looking at bone density. How much do your bones weigh? Muscle mass. All right, how much does your muscle weigh? How much muscle do you have? Okay, we're looking at water weight as well. How much water do you have in your body? How much does it weigh? And finally, visceral fat. So looking at how much fat you have around your organs. And you're probably wondering, Sam, how do I find all this out? And you obviously can't just stand on a scale and weigh yourself, because that won't tell you anything. It will tell you how much you weigh, but it won't tell you how much of that is fat, how much of it is muscle, how much of it is water. All right, so what you need to do is find someone. For example, we do it here, or I don't know if you're from a different country, but you need to find someone that does a body composition test. Okay, and what this body composition test does is basically you get on a set of scales. Usually there's like low grade ones where you can get answers, but they're not always too accurate. Or you can go for the more expensive type of scales, like we have here, which cost a lot to tell you, and they will give you a lot more accurate readings. However, the science behind it is really simple. Basically, you stand on these scales, you hold two metal bits, and it sends a current through your body, which you can't feel, by the way, and then it takes all that reading in and gives you an answer on the screen, and it will tell you basically how much your body fat is, so your body fat percentage, how much water you have in your system, your water weight, how much muscle mass you have, and then obviously if you're using a scale that is quite high end, then you will find that it will also show you what muscle mass where it is on the body. So will you have more on your left? Will you have more on your right side? Is your left leg bigger? Is your right leg bigger? How much does it weigh? Okay, all these things are really important. So if you're looking at athletes, specifically tennis players, you'll always find that one side is bigger than the other side. Okay, and these are things that bioimpedance scales will tell you, but it will also tell you, things like your visceral fat. So how much fat you have around your organs, and this is really important because the more you have, chances are the less healthy you are. And it usually means that you're eating a lot of rubbish, basically, and it's clogging things up. But it also give you your metabolism, so how many calories you burn when you're not doing anything, which will most of you be quite surprised about if you're not aware of resting metabolism. It's usually quite high, so you burn quite a lot when you're not doing anything. And of course, tell you how much water is in your system. But basically, the bioimpedance is just telling you that the scale is telling you how much everything weighs, or how much percentage you have in your system. So it's really good for athletes or people who want to, or have a health goal in mind. So they start here. This is how much they weigh. This is what every part of their composition weighs, their percentage, and this is what they want to get to. Train for a few months, retest, see how they've improved. Okay, so it's really important actually to get this done if you're intrigued in looking at your health, looking at what's going on in your system, how much things weigh, and the percentage of things. So I've done one myself, and very interesting, and I would advise everyone do it because it's a good thing to know. But it's really comes on to the second point of the question is why are they important? And they're simply important because at the end of the day, you do not know what you are weighing. When you sit on a scale or stand on a scale, you do not know how much you weigh. Okay, just sliding down here. There we go. So it's really important to find out exactly what you weigh, because you might have a high fat percentage, but you might have a low fat percentage. All right, you wouldn't know. Usually, the more ripped you are, the lower fat it is. So you can kind of eyeball that, but it will tell you as well. Like I said, it'll tell you visceral fat, really important. If you have a high visceral fat, you obviously need to improve your diet and do a lot more cardio-based training. But muscle mass, really important as well. So if you're someone that's had an injury or suffering with pain, it might give you an indicator to why that is. So, we see it sometimes. People have knee surgeries, hip replacements, knee replacements, whatever. You put them on a bioimpedance scale, and shockingly, well, not really surprisingly at all, you'll find that the injured area has a lot less muscle mass, and you'll be able to measure that. So it can be really important from that standpoint and that point of view as well. So this month we are basically going to look at body compositions for 4 weeks, and basically just go through everything we can possibly think of and give you guys as much information and knowledge as possible to get the best out of composition and see if it's right for you as well, see if it's important for you. But like I said, if someone who's into the health and fitness, ideally you should have one, definitely, to get an idea of where you are and what you need to improve on or where you need to go. So that's really the question answered. That is the different components of body composition, and ultimately that's why they're important. Simply because we do the results that you need and test the results. Because don't get me wrong, right? When you start, if you're new to the gym and you start going to the gym, and you're looking to lose weight, you've got a personal trainer. A lot of them will batter you, get you going, running, training circuits, and maybe in a few weeks you'll find that you drop quite a lot of weight. And I'm going to break some hearts and probably break a fitness secret here, but a lot of that time that's water weight, it's not actually fat weight. And a lot of personal trainers will go, oh yeah, you worked so hard, you've done all this, that you burned all this fat, we need to keep going doing that. And to a degree they're not wrong, but the huge drop in weight is actually the water weight that you'd be losing very quickly. And like I said, a great way to measure that will be with a body composition, to find out actually if you have lost that water weight or if you have lost fat. All right, but usually it takes a lot longer to make them improvements in just a few weeks. But that's just an example of why body composition can be so important and so beneficial, not just for you who wants to get their goals, but also for the experts to make sure that they are going in the right direction and doing the right thing. Okay, so that is pretty much it in terms of the question for today, the introduction for this month of July, body composition. We do have a question that came in. So we'll just answer that, and it'll be quite a short video today, but like I said, I hope you have understood what I've been talking about in terms of body composition, what it composes of in terms of your water weight, your fat weight, muscle mass, visceral fat, bone density, okay, all those things. And I hope that has helped, and I hope you understand that a bit better now. And I hope you understand why it's important as well. Because like I said, it's important not just for an expert point of view in terms of looking at where there might be an injury, where you might need to improve on an area, where you might need to get stronger for a certain sport, see if you have bone issues. There's loads of different things that the experts can use it for, but also for you guys can use it because you want to find out, where am I at? How much does this weigh? How much does that weigh? Do I need to improve this? Do I need to improve that? Am I healthy or am I unhealthy? Okay, because a lot of the scales will actually show your metabolic age as well, which can always be quite shocking for some people. So the question we have is, hi team, I have a question about working in hot conditions. I've noticed that my workouts feel way harder and are more exhausting when temperatures are high. Do you have any tips? So great question, because obviously we have been experiencing a lot of heat recently, especially here in the UK. It's not too warm today, but it has been recently. And I understand where you are coming from. It can be tough, especially if you go into a gym and it has no air conditioning, or you're doing something outside or in your house and there's no air conditioning and it's just really, really hot. And one thing I would maybe recommend is before you go train, maybe have a cold shower, all right, to reduce that internal temperature, reduce your body temperature. So you're not going in warm, you're going in cold and then increasing that. and that actually may benefit you and help you, especially at the start of the workout. So what I'd do is I'd have that cold shower, and then at the start of the workout, get the hard stuff out of the way, and that you should have actually see an improvement there in terms of your fatigue and feeling better. But also, really important is water. You need to be drinking a lot of water in this hot weather, because you will just sweat it off, sweat it out. All right, and water is so important. So definitely keep going with the water. Get as much as you can down here, especially when you're training in hot weather. Cold shower to start with, but ultimately, what it comes down to is mentality. And and I'm going to be serious about this, because everyone goes through it, right? You get to this point, oh, it's too hot, can't do this, or I'm too tired, I can't do this, and it's just a mentality. At the end of the day, if you're drinking enough water, it's unlikely. Not saying it's impossible, because if you're training in the Sahara Desert, yes, you may pass out, you may die, but it's unlikely that 1 hour of working out in a bit of heat is going to cause a lot of damage, especially if you're drinking enough water. That's the key. If you start becoming dehydrated, then yes, you're causing a danger there. There might be a problem, but it comes down to your mentality. As in, if you're training for an hour, it's 1 hour of the day. 1 hour, can I smash this out? Yes, I will suffer. Yes, it will be hard. It is hot, but I have to get this done. And that's what it comes down to. And that's what I experience. When it's hot, I go out for a run, go out to play sport, whatever it may be. All right, at the end of the day, I have to get it done. It's only a little part of my day, and I'm not going to die. So I must get it done. All right, so remember, 2 tips: cold shower before, drink loads of water, lots and lots of water, but also be mentally strong about it. Okay, be prepared. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard, but ultimately it comes down to, are you going to do it or not? And if you say yes, then you have to give it everything, because as long as you're working hard, then you should reap the benefits. Okay, so make sure that even if you are hot and it's tiring, that you get it done. All right. So that's my advice for you in terms of if your workouts are feeling harder and are more exhausting because temperatures are high, get it done anyway. As long as you drink that water, you should be fine. All right, so that's me done for today. I hope you've had a good time listening to me, and I want to say thank you all for listening to me today. I hope you have learned a bit about body composition, what it entails, how it can help, what we use it for, and then I'm really looking forward to actually going into more depth as the weeks go on. But I hope that those tips have helped you in terms of how to improve your hot weather performance. But yes, cold shower, water, mentality. Mentality is key. All right, so thank you so much, and I'll see you all next week, actually. Yeah, so take care, have a great day, and enjoy the weekend. Bye-bye.